What up, Twitch? It's your boy Pootu back from the break, and I've got people here. Say hey, people.
Oh, we're not muted.
Hey,
Hello.
people.
Well,
Well now you're unmuting. Burr, burr, burr. We're here for another Monday night, so grab your dice and get ready for an adventure, because some crazy stuff happened. So it's like a crazy time to be in this campaign. Really, I don't know what PS Zombie's got up his sleeve, but it's definitely air horn worthy. I've already kind of got my announcements out of the way, so we can dive right in. PS Zombie, how you doing tonight, man? How's school?
doing all right. I'm super tired.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, the school was not
Guardian
as bad
alert.
as my worst fears. So
Hey, that's a win for the book.
yeah, we'll put that in the win column for now.
Absolutely.
But yeah, it is kind of wild to think that I'm gonna be doing that every day this whole semester. It was like a good 8-hour ordeal. Anyways, good
Oh
times.
no,
The largest of oofs.
Mm, mm.
that's how you feel about school when you leave, and then you realize, like,
Well, that's what it was. It's like today I was like, this was like a fine day for a monthly event. I can't swear it was a fine day for a daily event.
Yeah. If I have a while to recover from that, it was okay. And if it never gets any worse than that.
That's right.
Yes, I'm good. Long story short.
So you're good. And I think Battle Armor got a good swimming hole. You found a good swimming area,
Yeah,
which is a
not to
good way to
dox
beat the
myself,
heat.
but I'm
Hmm.
pretty close to some water, so I went to that water and it was very nice.
Could
Good.
could
Look
be
at all the
sea
places with
water,
water on a
could be
map.
pond water, could be lake or river. You
Yeah,
don't
I'll
know.
never tell you.
He
You
Yeah,
don't know.
he
Oliver.
he.
Brackish, fresh, salt? You don't know.
You don't know
Yeah,
him like that, Twitch. Quit trying to know
you
him
don't
like
know.
that.
Don't even try.
And climate changer work's going okay at an unspecific work area.
Yes, in an unspecific location.
That's awesome.
It is specifically moderately good,
Hey, there we go.
and also just with the little, sprinkling of stress on top. You know,
As you
typical
do.
work. Mm-hmm.
Cool. Well, I think that's all the updates. We're ready to get started. PS Zombie.
Okay, so um, last time, trying to remember where we started at.
We had just gotten past. We had
Hmm,
just slipped past the group of people while
there you
invisible.
go. Yeah, so our heroes have been spending some time with the Sea Elves in the Underdark, the Drowned Lords, as their faction is called. And in the midst of meeting with their leaders, uh, they were invaded by Drow from the Ashen Kingdom, as is their typical prerogative. They are a particularly hostile faction. And Drown Lord sent them away for fear of uh, being known to be harboring uh, people from the surface. Never good to play your hand like that. And our boys were very successful in escaping until they ran across a group of drow, including a blade singer wizard drow, who just managed to get the better of them by ducking out of combat and fetching all his friends. So uh, that's kind of where we are. Poor Ambubis got knocked out, but not killed. Still doing just fine. And
Oh,
our
fine.
heroes decided to uh, live to fight another day, and we'll see where we go from there. With the exception of Alibaba, who decided to uh, flee the scene.
Deserter! Deserter!
I am
And
not fleeing. I am just attacking in the other direction.
It's a strategic retreat.
yeah, I mean, they could have killed all y'all. Alibaba didn't know. He's like, I'm out. Yeah, I reckon that's where we're at. Um, we do we want to do character introductions?
Yeah, we can just go through them real quick.
Sounds good. Go ahead, Battle Armor.
No use in breaking tradition. I am Battle Armor. The character I play is Karos Fester. I'm an armorer artificer who is also an Avarial.
Yes.
We are now level 6, which is fun. I don't think you mentioned that.
Oh yeah, I didn't say that on screen.
Yeah.
But yes, they have made significant progress, and I felt it was a good time to level up to reflect the experience our players have gained.
And I suppose while we do character introductions, we'll go ahead and I can roll my HP if that's all right. Just
Sounds good. It's a 1d8 for an artificer. Are we the d8 crew?
I think we might be. Our cleric's 10,
No, they're 8.
right? Too. I guess we're the D8 crew.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Big
yeah.
roll for Karos.
Plus my con, that's an 11. Brings
D8.
me to 57. But I'm not restoring an HP because it's still kind of captured.
Yeah, just add that to your total,
Yeah.
and we'll worry about what else may come in the future.
So I'm not sure where I started. I guess I added 5 because I did the average. Yeah.
And then plus your con mod.
Okay. Oh yeah. Anyway. Wow.
You can re-roll a 1. I think we've been doing that in the past.
Yes, we have.
There you go.
A classic. Knock 1 off of your max HP.
A classic.
My con mod is 3.
Cool.
Nice. 7.
So
It probably would have already added that if you did the average roll.
okay.
I think.
Cool.
I don't know.
I'm gonna do some math and then
Mathematics. And I want to say you were missing 15 HP because I'm pretty sure he used the lower level spell slot on you when he hit you with the magic missiles.
so my hit point maximum is 54.
What?
I was at so 50.
How's that possible?
I've got a lot of constitution.
Okay.
My hit point max is at 57, and we have the same D8. I mean, yeah. So I have a better con than he does.
Big boys.
I'm the weakest HP was then.
What's your con?
It's just funny because you're the
Dude,
biggest.
I
character.
know.
You have the most meat.
Got some meat on them bones. Did you want to do an actual introduction there, Climate Changer?
I am Climate Changer playing Alibaba, the warlock with the Jinn patron. He's a tiefling. And I don't have a fun fact. Well, how about this? One of the 10 orphans that he has been taking care of is actually his biological son.
Whoa.
Whoa,
That's
what a
neat. I like
revelation.
All right.
Do they know?
Um,
Does the child know? Or
that's the end of the
or
fun
they-
fact.
Oh,
I will not
Safe,
disclose
safe.
more.
A future reveals for future fun facts. You're like, not because I need more time to make it up, but because I don't want to reveal too much.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I want to know, was it the one from your very first cutscene with Jedi?
Fans might have to go back and watch.
That's right. All our episodes are on YouTube, so
That's right. Check it out.
check them out. All right, Putu, you're gonna do your character introduction and roll your HP.
Sure, I'll roll my D8 first, get that out of the way. Oh my gosh, can I stick with my average?
No.
absolutely not. You'll have You'll have as low as it gives you.
I mean,
Is
we've
a
been
squishy
rolling, man.
Minotaur.
Sometimes it'd be like that. Multi-class into barbarian if you want to change it.
Oh, wow. Okay. School of Hard Knocks. All right, I'm fine. Take it. I
Well,
saw
that-
4 total. And I got 7 on an average. So it's up to you, DM. You tell me.
Yeah, I mean, I say stick with the roll. We've been rolling, man.
Sounds good.
I can't re-roll everything, or else it has no meaning.
That's right. It'd be all chaos.
Sorry, mate.
All right. Well, I am
Chaos
PUTSU, and I
Just
play...
convince.
Convince what?
I was gonna say convince Battle Armor to carry some healing spells on him.
There you go.
I do. I have cure wounds.
There you go.
I'm PUTSU. I play Amubis Calfin, and I am a Minotaur race and a Grave Domain Cleric mechanically for my class. And so, a fun fact for Amubis this week is we established, I think it was last week, that he's sort of a conspiracist. He sort of enjoys a good little conspiracy. He also enjoys, it's kind of a guilty pleasure, a little bit of church gossip. Just a little bit. He doesn't like to spread church gossip, but if somebody says something, like, and he overhears it, he's all about the updates for church. He likes a little drama in the church. It's kind of a guilty pleasure, and it's actually caused him to be kind of passed over on some leadership positions within the church, because they're like that Amubis just likes the details too much, and so that's a little bit about Amubis.
Uh-oh.
Church, pray for my little cousin Tony. There's nothing wrong with him. He just saved me. All right, neat. So I just want to say, I think I would like to start with Hutu and Battle Armor, and then move to Amubis. I know we move to Alibaba after. I know we teased that before, but I think it'll be more fun and interesting this way.
Indeed.
So, as a reminder to the players, Putu and Battle Armor, all your gear has been taken. So the only thing you currently have is a set of plain clothes. So your AC is 10 plus your Dex modifier, and you can still use your spells and abilities, but nothing that requires material components. So anything that only requires verbal or somatic components, you can still use. But
and also out of curiosity, do they know? So like, would I be able to have like my tinker's tools or anything like that on me?
they took all your gear.
Okay.
So I assume you have some sort of pack or something.
Yeah,
I don't see any reason that they would be like, I'm going to take everything, but here, keep this wrench.
yeah, for sure. It can still be used for whacking.
Exactly. Like any tinker's tool is going to be like a screwdriver can be stabbed with. They just don't want.
Yeah, for sure.
Don't want to risk it.
And it's even better because I can use magic through that. So
yes, which they wouldn't know that for the future.
Right. I assume they wouldn't know that, but I also assume that they would have taken it from me anyway.
Yes, they did. So
good.
That's where we start. Amubis, you are conscious, I believe. When you come back to 1 HP, you regain consciousness.
Ouch, my pride.
And your physical body.
Mostly the
pride's more important.
Truth. I'll agree with that. So the Blade Singer is he keeps going back and forth between speaking Undercommon to his compatriots and speaking Common to y'all. So he shouts in Undercommon, which Amubis you still understand. Um, but battle armor, obviously, you don't. As the guys surrounding you go, as they're taking off your leather armor, they're taking off your shield, your holy symbols, um, any weapons you might have on you. They go to take the rapier thrust web off you, and the blade singer holds up his hand and shouts at them and says, "Don't touch it! You know it's forbidden." And he he walks over to where you are, and he takes from his belt a silken sash, um, with which most of his clothing is like silk. Uh, this isn't a place that you can grow like cotton or sheep, so they kind of make materials out of what they can, um, and silk happens to be kind of easy for them. He wraps it around the sword and gently scoops it up, never making contact with it. He then uh, ties it on a string to his back, um, and he says to one of the drowned vaders, um, in Undercommon again, "Go scout ahead. Tell the Ashen Queen to prepare an audience. We found some surface dwellers, an Avarial, and he kind of looks over to you outside, a monstrosity."
Did I understand it at that point since the sword was taken at that point?
You still understand everything,
Okay, cool.
even when the sword leaves your person. Um, he says, a monstrosity, uh,
I say rude to
bearing the
myself.
symbol of the sealed one. And and one of the drow invaders runs this way to the west, and poof, disappears. He's sprinting off in another direction. um, and then he says to one of the others, um, go chase down the runner. He's injured. You should be able to take care of him on your own." And so another one of them runs to the north where you saw Alibaba disappear. And whoosh, he disappears. Um, After this, the blade singer moves back over towards battle armor, um, and he kind of gives a like gimme gesture to the drow lieutenant, who tosses him a potion, which he chugs and then shatters on the ground, like just toss it down, you know. And he kind of laughs as he gets in your face battle armor and says in common now, "I probably shouldn't tell you this, but you almost had me. you
Oh,
you're quite skilled, you and your friends."
well, thank you. And yes, it was a bit of luck that I bumped into you there. I feel like I could have done something with that if I had been a bit more ready. We'd been traveling for a little while. We're not at full strength.
Well, I will say it's unusual that someone gets this far. Ah, it's also very unusual to see an Avario all the way down here.
Yes, I assure you that me being here is not even one of the top three most unusual things about our story.
Yes, and look at you using arcane magic. Naughty boy. Your people don't like this, do they?
No, it's not commonly done. How do you know so much about Vario? I'm afraid I don't know much about the Drow.
Well, we don't tend to write that much about ourselves, but your people seem to be particularly vain. It's not too hard to find information. You see, I'm somewhat of a clever boy myself.
I think
I never get to practice common. It's got such round sounds.
yeah,
Very odd.
there are certainly round bounds of sound. Uh, I think the reason my people write so much about themselves is because they're bored. It's a rather long life to not really have too many troubles about it.
Ah, the luxury of being bored. Good luck in the Underdark.
Yes, I haven't found it very
A
welcome.
boring day is a day you live.
You should put that on a T-shirt.
That I should. My name is Malvagil. I'm a magician under the Ashen Queen. This is my Lieutenant Nasta, and the kind of beefier drow um, kind of stands at attention when he mentions his name.
Uh, my name is Karos Fester. My companion over there is Anubis. What will happen to us?
I'll take you before the Ashen Queen. She'll make those kind of decisions.
Well, since we're
I
not strict,
recommend you be honest with her.
I feel I've been fairly straightforward to this point. And regarding what you'll say, we're not exactly enemy combatants. We were just trying to move through your kingdom. What's uh, what's going on with you and the Sea Elves? It seems like they're rather content to stick to themselves.
You know nothing of Underdark politics. Don't try to lecture me on who I can or cannot invade.
More of a Socratic question than a lecture.
Then, Socratically, there are greater enemies, and assets help you defeat enemies.
Hmm. I
Is that
suppose
an
I understand that.
acceptable answer?
Yes, I would be more than happy to talk about it with you more, but I understand that this is not exactly a friendly situation I find myself in due to being stripped of my weapons and armor and such.
Friend or foe, the Underdark is too dangerous to sit around talking for too long. We'll have better conversations when we're back at our capital. At this point, he walks back towards Anubis and says, "You there, Anubis? Yes.
Yes.
Why do you come in our realm bearing symbols of undergods?"
Under God, he starts to get a little mad. I stand up.
I
I've been
think he
kind of.
means the sword.
Oh yes, that's that. It's just it's
No, we'll
a
get to the sword. I'm talking about your shield.
Oh, I'm sorry. I assumed that was like an under
Karos. Hold me
thing.
back.
I'm very far away from you. I
But
also don't physically think I could.
and also the drow invaders are already holding you back. So.
you can insult my physique and call me a large monstrosity if you want, but do not disgrace the shield. And I point to it.
And quasi canonically, he goes, "Is he not? Is monstrosity not his character type? Does he not count as humanoid and monstrosity?" I forget. They've updated Minotaur so many times at this point.
Classic.
What's a character?
No, he kind of kicks at your shield and he points to the maze and says, "Why do you bear this symbol?"
That is the god of Uptal. I'm a member of the church. He is my god. I have committed my life to walking his unsolvable paths.
Uptow. Hmm. That's not a name we know this symbol by. We know this symbol to be a symbol of a being we call the Sealed One. It's an undergod, very dangerous. Hmm. Strange. I'm not sure yet if you're calling the same god by a different name or you're being manipulated by someone.
Perhaps, perhaps
Either
we'll
way, it may
find out.
become relevant.
What will you do with us? What is this? I didn't surrender willingly, but what is your plan for me and my compatriot?
Well, you call me presumptuous, but I've assumed you've arrived here through the path.
That
Oh, you know it. Oh, good. Oh, this will make everything so much easier.
what do
Path
you
is
know of the
known.
path?
It's known among my people as a way to traverse to the surface, but it's been many centuries since someone actually successfully made it. We send scouts periodically in an attempt to gain advantage, but we never hear back from them.
Wouldn't it stand to more reason that they just took the opportunity to escape?
We don't send the type of people who take opportunities to escape.
Oh,
Maybe we
not
should
the,
take
not
that
the
same.
turtles, sir.
I'm not sure the loyalties of your people on the surface, but our people know their place.
I wish ours did too. And I look over to where Alibaba was standing.
The Alibaba-shaped hole in the wall.
Uh,
Well,
well,
I'm sure we'd love to talk to you about this. We would talk about this with you more. I do feel somewhat exposed here. I know you guys kind of control this area, but I've seen some odd things float by, and I would prefer to perhaps get to a destination if you wouldn't mind.
At least give us some of our equipment back. You've bested us. You've won. At least let us have something in case we get ambushed along the way.
Oh, I'm not asking for that.
I
That
am.
seems. I doubt that would be granted.
you are clever. Of course, we're not going to give you anything. I know the ways of magic, monstrosity. I'm not giving you anything, lest it be hiding some secret that you can use.
All right. I was just saying, if there happens to be an ambush later in our walk and we get snuck up upon a thing or two, I just wanted to help you out. But sure, if you say you're prepared all by yourself, to go for it.
Not even going to give me
Wink.
a chip of mica? What could I possibly do with a chip of mica and my magical ability? It's chatter for the kids.
There you go.
Be glad I've left you with your dignity. Um, and as far as our preparedness, we were good enough to best you, weren't we? So we'll probably be fine. Um, so the Drow invaders are going to hoist you to your feet, barring any resistance from you, Mubis.
I don't like it, but I comply.
Sounds good. They're also going to bind your hands behind you with just regular rope. They'll do the same to you, Karos. And they'll probably put one across your chest that pins your wings to you as well. They're not quite sure the function of them, but they have enough down to them that it's kind of ambiguous what they would be able to do.
Yeah, they are starting to grow back a little bit, but they're still pretty crispy.
Yeah, like a little bit like a sick parrot, but like
Yeah,
not
I have
quite
a
that
very
gross.
specific image in my mind of like a half plucked sort of chicken thing.
Indeed.
Kind of what my mind it goes to.
And they're going to begin marching you westward. I reckon this is a decent time to pop over to our other party member, Alibaba.
Can I do a quick
Hey.
shout out? I'm gonna do a
Yeah, what's up?
quick Twitch shout out to 4 gatherers. Thanks for the follow, pal. Appreciate it.
Woo!
All right, sorry. Continue.
Very cool. Yeah, so did I move us over? I did, yes. So Alibaba, you find yourself in the water. Again, as it getting into the water is the only way out in that northward path that you
Okay.
descended upon.
Is it
So
total
what's up?
submersion? Like total
No,
or okay.
it's like a cave tunnel that's probably a little bit more than half flooded.
Okay.
So there's a depth of water beneath you. I don't know, some depth. You can examine it if you'd like to, but you can see above you. It's maybe like 10 feet or so to the top of the cavern.
Okay.
Um,
So um basically there was one way out of that place. And the people that were that I just ran from are definitely behind me. And this is the only way they can go.
um, no, so I meant to mention. I'll just go back to their map for a minute. As you guys go west, there's an illusory wall that you pass through. And as you pass through the illusory wall, you can see a glowing crystal on the other side that is projecting it. So this is a false wall. It was like an escape tunnel for them.
Could I?
Mm.
Okay.
What's up?
If we switch back to like our screen, and when
Yeah,
we
you should be back on your screen.
no, I'm just saying. I think Anubis would actually try to like mark the wall or subtly try to scratch his hoof, as to mark the wall for like somebody to come behind. But we can do that later. You can do Alibaba if you want.
No, that's fine. You can do that.
Okay.
We could say that.
Sleight of hand is what he would try to pull off if.
Yeah, totally.
Okay.
We'll do sleight of horn since I feel like your horn's probably the most likely appendage you have that could like
Cool.
do something to rock. So
Okay.
if you want to be subtle about it, you could maybe like as you're getting pushed along, sort of feign falling into the wall and give a nice gouge to the rock. Like
Okay.
um, you could probably, if you're successful, scratch it in such a way that there would be a very evident break in this scratch that would make it clear that you could go beyond the visible wall.
Okay.
So go ahead and do a sleight of horn check.
Here we go. Go beyond. Plus ultra.
You got your dex. It could be good. Yeah, that's nice.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah, you are able to feign a trip
Oh,
and put a nice little mark in the wall.
so rocky down
And
here.
someone in the future could do an investigation check to find that. Would be how we'd play that.
No.
Sorry, I forgot to mention that earlier. All right, back to Alibaba.
I think Alibaba would probably quit swimming eventually and take
So
a
you're-
moment.
You're gonna take a moment.
He'd probably, take stock of his surroundings and, depending on how far he got.
Yeah, if you want to do a little perception check, if you want to check out what's going on. I'm not exactly sure what you're trying to do here.
Well, this is not metagaming. This is what he would have done. He would have
you're
checked
good.
to see if he was being followed,
Yeah, totally. Yeah, that sounds like a good perception check to me.
Wow.
You are
Woo,
omniscient of
nat
everything
20.
that happened.
Yeah, you heard the whole conversation. The guys behind you. I'll say that, like, as you keep still for a moment, this water is not particularly fast moving. It seems to be more of a basin than a river, and you can hear distinct rhythmic splashing behind you that you could surmise is probably a single person swimming towards you.
Well, I think Alibaba would prepare for an ambush. So he's going to attempt
Japan.
to hide along the side of the cave and wait for whatever's chasing him.
Sounds good. You can go ahead and do a stealth check, but your perception was particularly fantastic. So I'll say, in addition, you can feel in the water some ripples, and they're not of something you size. They're of something big. You get the feeling that there's something in the water that is shifting water. But
Is
yeah, go
it?
ahead and do a
Oh,
stealth check.
God.
Yeah, you can ask what.
I was going to see what direction it was. Is there a way I can tell which?
From where you are now, uh it's down and
Okay.
more towards the middle of the cave, but it's pretty close to you.
Well, that was a pretty great stealth roll. So,
Yeah, so as you are trying to find a good place to get you hidden, you have just the poor luck of getting into a very blue bioluminescent area, and your red form is a little bit contrasting, and it's not super stealthy. Um, and as one of the Drow invaders uh, does appear down below, swimming, he's got the kind of bubble over his head of water breathing that you saw them have earlier. He's still got that effect up. And he's kind of swimming.
I think Alibaba would,
Mm-hmm.
intuitively, he would take a stone, like a skipping stone, and try to skip it across the water towards him, so that whatever might be under the water might, go for the stone.
Okay. Hang on. Putu's typing something. I don't know if I should.
You're fine. For some reason,
Okay, cool.
the Roll20 input for the stream is not working, so people can't see our rolls. So if you don't mind just declaring the number,
Oh, sure.
I'm putting in chat now what everybody rolled just to keep Twitch up to speed. So.
That is odd.
Yeah,
that
it's
is
weird.
weird.
It's really weird.
Maybe it's not coded as a player or something.
No, I think it's the browser that it's using. It doesn't use like a regular browser. It's like an extension.
Well, I'll just continue and I'll state stuff.
Okay.
So he rolled a 21 perception, which was really good perception. He rolled a 6 stealth, which is really bad stealth.
He knows how screwed he is.
So yeah, I would say it's easy enough to dislodge a stone from the wall. These underwater caves, they don't get jostled much. So as they have human input, or humanoid input, they crumble pretty easily. You go to skip a rock, and like a couple skips in, it gets snatched out of midair. As a giant octopus surfaces quite near you, but the stone did distract him.
Okay.
Good on you there.
I am quite terrified.
And thanks to you skipping the stone towards the Drow invader, that's the first thing the giant octopus sees. So let's go ahead and roll initiative for the 3 of y'all. Let me just pop up this thing before you roll so that we clear this.
What have I done?
Could be good.
I've gotten myself into a worse situation.
Could be good. Don't stress yet.
It's not a starfish.
Maybe stress slightly more than you were before. Okay, let me.
So stressed out.
Sorry, I like to have my character sheets as tabs.
Oh, nice.
It just makes it a little bit easier for me, but it also takes a second. So.
Suicide Squad taught me to be fearful of starfishes.
Oh yeah, that was crazy.
Very fair.
It was a very good movie.
So good.
Yeah,
Must see.
You saw it, Joe?
yeah, it was really good.
I mean,
Way better than
changing.
I was than the first one.
Way
Oh
better.
yes,
Last one.
I put it among the like top DC movies they've come out with, but especially DC like actual like connected universe, like really really good.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it had good comedy. Yeah, Idris Elba killed it. I felt like that was John Cena's best role to date.
Mm.
I'm not seeing him in a ton of stuff, but like
Yeah, no, I mean he's honestly he was good in Trainwreck. I feel like that's his like other
yeah,
dramatic role.
he works well in comedy for sure.
Yeah.
All right, so this. Oh yeah, he can make it. Whoosh. He's gonna go up to the drow and make a tentacles attack. Oh my goodness! Yeah, he definitely hits. And let me see if it lists the effect of this. Yeah, nice. 11 bludgeoning, and he is grappled in a tentacle. So he'll take the damage. And he starts screaming as he's lifted up into the air, like, ah, ah. You can't understand him because he's in undergarment, but he's like, just a bunch of nonsense to you as he gets flung around by this giant octopus. Now it's your turn.
Sounds like an underwater hillbilly. Cajun drow right there.
Oh man.
Again for Twitch. At one point they were meant to be Polish.
Not sure why he
just
wouldn't
didn't
just
happen.
run again, but oh my god.
I mean, dude. And you do you, man.
It's what you're good at. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
It's sort of like a moment I feel like Alibaba would be like, now that he's, out of the immediate danger of all those people and get captured, he'd probably think of how to save his friends,
You also have a new ability.
I know, yeah. And I could waste it on this one combat encounter.
How many times can you do it? Just once per long rest, or?
Oh. Wow. You can do it equal to your proficiency bonus.
That's 3 times, my man.
Yeah. Well, so Alibaba, looking back and seeing what's going on and seeing his chances of surviving in the water, he grabs his flask and asks, Jin, I would really like a magic carpet. And from out of the flask, you hear, your wish is my command. And this black smoke curls up out of the flask and forms like a black, fiery, smoky flying carpet, which Alibaba jumps on and is now able to fly.
Sweet.
Cool.
And because I want to reward you were bothering to buy a flounder and then immediately leave the water area.
Indeed.
As you do that, the spirit of Flatter enters your magic carpet, and it gains a semblance of fish sentience. So a very low level sentient. But you not only get a fly speed, but you get a swim speed as well when
Oh,
you use
epic.
this ability.
Awesome.
Alibaba
Very
used.
cool. And the spirit of flatter is in the magic carpet, which is it's really the joy of it. And if you'll notice, I even gave flatter a new appearance in
Oh,
his
you
little
did.
character token.
Look at that.
He's a little magic carpet boy.
Cool.
Yeah, Magic Carpet Ride.
So it's like a flounder themed magic carpet made out of smoke. Cool.
Well, it's not like overtly floundery, and that's up to your discretion. I don't want to tell you how your abilities
It's
look.
like on Fortnite when you have like the fish that follow you when you jump.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I kind of pictured it like a vaguely oval shaped carpet where a fish would have fins that has tassels, because carpets usually have tassels anyways.
Yeah.
And then in its like carpet pattern, there are kind of two vaguely eye-like shapes on the top.
Oh, that's sweet.
That's kind of what I was
And it
thinking.
moves like a fish under the water.
Yeah, it can kind of like oscillate almost.
All right.
Oh,
Well-
it's kind of like the little things in Mario 2. You remember those?
Man, I haven't played Mario 2 in a long time.
Oh yeah, those guys.
And the last time I played it, it was called Mario Advance.
Last time I played it was called Doki Doki Panic.
There you go.
Did you actually play Doki Doki Panic?
I played a little bit of an emulator version of it once, actually. Yeah.
Nice.
Uh,
I've never played the original version.
Climate Changer used Elemental Gift, which is a Warlock Degen
Yes.
patron ability, and he got that at 6th level. So just to describe that, because apparently even our descriptors aren't showing up in the chat.
I need to reconnect to chat or whatever. I don't know. So
No, it's not just you; it's everybody. So don't stress it. I will say on this map, it's not exactly clear, but as you head north, there's a path that curves to the east that is on dry land. Or you can continue north, which continues in water.
where was that? I think he would, probably leave, just fly away.
That's cool.
But I also think, I don't know, gosh, because yeah.
What things are you? What
What I
considering
don't want to
here?
do to you?
Yeah, no.
Is
Throw out like what things are you considering right now? It'll be good for the audience too.
Going back and just flying over this combat and going back to the room I just came from to see if my friends were still alive. But for all I know, that logically, I don't think Alibaba would do that, because there's he just went down a straight path, and all he would be doing is running back into 5 people. So I think he would probably just keep fleeing, and he'd probably go to the land to the east.
All right, cool. Well, the octopus is certainly distracted enough. If you'd like to do a stealth, they're both pretty distracted, so this would be a low DC if you want to slip out without either of them noticing where you went.
Okay. I'm gonna kind of like say he flies up into the kind of the ceiling, into the stalagmites.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, and that's gonna lessen the sound you make. That's gonna lessen the sound you
Then
make.
he
as well
hits his
because
head.
of the water. Yeah, it's. I'll say that the octopus has very low intelligence. It's got something in its tentacles, so it's pretty content at this point. I will say that should he survive, the Drow invader does notice you duck off to the east, but he's also grappled by a giant octopus. So that may not end up being the end of the world. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and drop this turn order for now. If it becomes relevant, I'll revisit it.
Yeah, I
nice.
think he's just trying to explore, and he would be waiting to ambush whoever them coming up the tunnel, because that's what he would think would be what was going to happen.
So are you going to continue down this path? I'll say that like it's a somewhat narrow path. There's still enough room that you can fly down it, but it's only maybe 8-foot diameter.
Is he getting?
It is.
Uh,
It's not getting more narrow,
okay.
but it's somewhat winding, and even as you go through it, you can see like person-made supports. I guess man-made is still an acceptable
Okay.
term. It's weird with so many races. Like there's very human-centric like wording that
Yeah.
we have.
Okay.
But yeah, there's like man-made supports. Like this tunnel was perhaps an artificial one.
Really, what he needs to do is take a rest, like a short rest. So he's trying to
So
find
are you
somewhere to do that.
continuing down the path, or are you going to stop somewhere along it and try to do a rest?
So, stop somewhere if there's anywhere that I can find, that's suitable.
Maybe some sort of upward alcove so you can fly into it.
I'll say it sounds pretty straightforward. It's a good way to do this.
Are
Why
you busy,
not-
Putin?
Yeah.
You should ban this person.
Working on it.
The sisters, get out of here. Hit me with a perception check real quick, and we'll see how that pans out. We'll decide what to do based on this.
All right.
What if you roll another 21? Like just all your stealths are
I was
sick.
gonna say,
All your
stealth are bad, our
perceptions are
perceptions are
21.
incredible.
Well, technically his stealth is way better than his perception, but it has not worked that way. So I'll say after you fly for a bit and like you see more of these man-made supports, and this is a very uniform tunnel. There's not kind of one place in it that's better to rest seemingly than others, because it's just a get from point A to point B type tunnel. But I'll say you get to the point where you can see light coming up from up ahead, and you can now decide, are you going to try to
Oh man.
just rest at any old spot in the tunnel?
I think he would probably rest wherever he could.
You're trying to do like a short rest here?
Yeah. Or, okay, well, you said there's a light at the end of the tunnel. Can I tell how far away it is? Like, is it, can I actually get to it?
You can go as close or as far as you want to. You could get to it if you wanted to. It's kind of like let's say the tunnel as you're going down it curves to the left, and as you're kind of curving around, you can start to see a light coming from the left. So there's like you'd have to curve around to get to it, so you don't have a direct line of sight on what's there, but you can see that something's up ahead.
I think he would keep going then.
All right.
He would go check it out.
I am going to get us something new going. Oh, I forgot to put it on there, but I think Newt would have come with you. He was on the last map.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you would have done anything with him, but I think he would be with you right now.
Okay. Well, he would just hop on my shoulder, I guess, and follow me.
Yeah, that sounds good. certainly things you're carrying are. Oh no, that's not. I forgot that my giant eel also has the same appearance as Newt currently. All right, so we're gonna move maps. Sorry, I was just setting up what was going on in the next one. You find yourself in a neat little hollow.
Down in the
Oh,
holler.
Um, that is
Can't believe we're
man-made.
getting back around to this. It's fantastic.
Yeah, baby. And up ahead of you, you can see a turtle fella. Um, he has, I mean, it's a he, but it's also kind of hard to tell with turtles, but they're kind of all turtle shaped. But he has various bits of gear and tools strapped to him with just ordinary cloth straps. Um, he he seems to favor purple. He has a little bit of purple here and there on little wrappings on his tools, and he wears like a little protective eye gear that has purple accents on it. There's also a little cottage in here, and all in all, it's a super cozy area. There's a little kind of uh, forge that's generating some light so that you can see in here. Um,
oh,
and the turtle turns and looks at you, and he says something in Undercommon. Just blah, 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 blah.
Great.
I don't know how you do. It's hard to do fake language, man.
that was a good one. Yeah,
Was
that was
he
confusing.
cruel and crude? Rude and
So,
crude?
um,
Or was he a party dude?
he
I would say he does machines if I had to pick one.
Hey,
so Alibaba kind of floats down to the floor, and the carpet shape kind of like floats onto his back like a cloak, and he lands and with a universal symbol for hello, he waves his hand.
Um,
Um,
yeah, the turtle approaches you and then immediately goes to the carpet and starts prodding it, kind of uh, like laying his hands over it, feeling the tassels, waving his arms under it to see if it's some kind of illusion or something. Um, he's definitely more interested in the magical tech than he is you in particular.
all right. Well, I would, per usual, he's going to try to see what the most valuable item around him is.
Okay, let me give a quick thought to that. Hmm. Yeah, go ahead and give me an investigation check as you have, because you're looking around for something specific. I think investigation's appropriate. Wow, really good. Um, let me think
I'm
real
very
quick.
interested
And what was that
in your
roll there,
wares.
Alibaba?
That was a
He wrote
19.
19.
a 19 investigation to see
For
what the
the
most
viewers.
valuable thing in the room is.
Oh
I'll,
man.
I'll say that um, a lot of what, as you look around, there's a decent amount of raw material. There's metal billets and even raw unrefined ore around the forge area. There's I wouldn't say wood, but almost bamboo like organic building material. The Underdark doesn't have trees per se, but it does have
Yeah.
plants that have a sturdiness to them that you can make things out of. Um, and there's definitely more raw material, except for what the turtle has on him. He has quite a bit of interesting gadgetry. Um, but I would say the most interesting thing is there is a trying to think how to describe it. It almost looks like the shape of a flightless bird, uh, mechanical animal that does not seem to be currently active in the corner of the room. And other than that, it does look like the turtle has his goggles seem to be uh, of finer make than most things you've seen, and he has a staff that seems to have a multi-purpose to it. Like it definitely looks like it's got a lot going on. So I would say those are the valuable and interesting things in the room. The rest of it's just kind of raw material, which could be interesting to some people, but not necessarily to everyone.
Okay, so I'd like to try also to do an insight on this turtle, and if that's a rat up there. To
Yeah, he's still inside the house, but I'll say that the turtle will shout over towards the house, and he'll be like, "Ah, blah, blah, crumb," and uh, this this rat-like fella does come out of the house and just kind of stare at you. But yeah, what are you looking for with an insight check?
I'm trying to determine if these are like uh, gonna kill me. If they're
Okay, like hostile intent.
yeah.
Sure. Yeah, go ahead. Oh my
Wow.
goodness. A natural 20 for a 21 insight for our viewers out there.
Classic.
I can tell.
From the turtle, you're sensing nothing but curiosity. When you like flew in on a magic carpet and jumped off with a snake on your shoulder and it hovered next to you, he didn't even flinch. He headed straight to the carpet and started looking at it. Like he has zero fear of you and zero hostility. He is just simply curious. And the uh, the rat fella, he looks almost pleased to see you. He has even even not having met a rat person up until this point in your life, you can tell that he's got a sort of elderly air to him, and he he looks welcoming. He looks pleased to see you.
Wow. Okay. Well, this is great. Um, so Alibaba kind of looks around and sees his surroundings, looks back behind him to see if anyone has followed him, and very cautiously he pulls out his bedroll and shows it to the turtle and points to it, and then points to himself, and then does the little sleepy, puts his hands next to his face like a sleeping gesture, trying to communicate that he would like to take a rest here. And he
Yeah, go ahead.
and he like kind of waves his hand at the turtle to kind of gesture like asking permission for that.
He gives like the surfer shaka. He just goes cowabunga, and and the rat fella says, "You can rest inside if you want."
No.
In common.
It is so good to see that you speak common.
Yes, I too was once from the surface.
Nice.
Well, I have traveled a very long way and I have much to think about. I need to sleep on it, if you will. And
Come inside, I'll make you some tea. Mordenkainen, stop messing with his artifacts.
yes, it's a fish carpet.
The turtle says, in common, "Oh, come on, master. I just never seen something like this." And he goes, "There will be time to look at it later if your friend lets you." "Yes, sir." He bows and follows him. But yeah, he welcomes you into, if you want to enter the hut portion of the house. It's very small and cozy, but there's like a small fire in there where he can boil some tea. Um, and yeah, Mordenkainen and the turtle
What
will
a
join
wonderful
you in there.
home you have here.
Ah,
I
thank
hope
you.
I'm not being too much of an inconvenience to you.
Of course not. It's rare that we get a guest here who doesn't immediately want to kill us.
I bet.
I go by Crumb. I am a, well, I guess for lack of a better term, weir rat. It's not an honorable thing to be, but here I am.
Hmm. There is honor in being who you are, no matter what they tell you, my friend. I have been told many times that I am dishonorable for being a tiefling, but I
Well,
was born this way. I, you know, I also do not feel so good about myself, you see, because I had to leave my friends in the lurch not too long ago.
um, when you mention leaving your friends, you see Mordenkainen kind of looks down at his feet and clenches his fists, and Crumb pats him on the shoulder as he does this and says, "We understand the necessity of leaving friends."
Have you recently left your comrades somewhere?
I have three other sons who I had to let go on a journey.
I see.
And
Well,
Mordenkainen kind of turns away from Crumb towards the wall and says, "You should have let me go, Master." And Crumb says, "The path is no place for one with a gentle heart like yours, Mordenkainen. Needs warriors like your brothers."
my friends, I am just now realizing such a strange coincidence. I have seen your brothers. I have traveled the path as well. That is how I find myself here.
um, Mordenkainen jumps to his feet and says, "Are they okay?"
They were doing great last time I saw them.
And that seems to appease him, and he sits back down. And Crumb says to you, "I suspected as much. I have not seen many tieflings in this area, though the Underdark does lie near the Abyssal Plane. It is uncommon that your people survive long. There is much prejudice down here, perhaps more so than on the surface."
Well, that is duly noted. My welcome was pretty good at first, and then it got real bad when I ran into the drow down at the other end of this tunnel.
Um, and Crumb shakes his head and says, "The Drow are by far the most hostile faction down here. They actively seek to control the Underdark and are only kept at bay by the Grey Empire."
They certainly did not welcome my friends and I very kindly. They have actually taken my friends and I assume captured them. I am pretty certain they will appear at the in this tunnel pretty soon, unless I'm missing something.
Um, at this, Crumb kind of strokes his graying chin hair. Can't really call it a beard because he's got hair everywhere. But he he says, "And what is it you intend to do about this?"
I will gather my strength again and mount on my new carpet, and I will burn them all. Except for my friends, of course.
Hmm. A noble cause. Your friends are they are from the surface as well?
They are.
Hmm. I fear the Ashen Queen may have nefarious plans for them. I doubt she will kill them though, so this is a small comfort.
Do you know how I might get to them first? Get there. How do you get to the Ashen Queen?
I couldn't get you to the Queen, but I could get you to the Ashen Kingdom. We have developed many secret tunnels that might get you into the city undetected. It's a castle town with great walls outside it. They are very paranoid about invasion.
Hmm. Yes,
But
I
yes,
can
we
see that.
if you
As
seek
they have
passage into
invaded
time,
plenty of people themselves. So
they make such attempts
I
every
would
now and
love
then.
passage.
We may be able to help you, but what is it your party seeks here in the Underdark?
Hmm. We we are seeking to return to the surface, to our kingdom, where we were sent on a mission into the path, and it spit us out here, and we are just trying to make our way back.
Interesting. You you definitely need to retrieve them then, because the Ashen Kingdom does not contain the entrance to the path.
Hmm.
The
Oh no. Do you think you could help me get there before they are in front of the queen?
No need.
ah, it's hard to say. The Drow are crafty, and they have their own means, their own secret tunnels, if you will. But I can get you there. I can't make any promises as to the timing of it. I think you must rest either way.
Yes, I probably should lay down and think on it.
Well, our
Thank you.
home is your home as long as you stay with us. I see myself as somewhat of an intermediary between surface and underdark. I was not so much banished here as self-imposed exile. When I became what I am today, I I fled my home for fear of being revealed as the monster I am. But
No doubt, no doubt, no doubt, no
upon
doubt.
finding my sons, my life had new purpose, and now I seek some form of redemption for the Underdark. There's a bad reputation here, and I think one day we could be seen as a people equal to those on the surface.
It is a worthy goal. And he pulls out his bedroll and lays it in the corner and falls asleep.
Sounds good. Well, you can go ahead and take a long rest yourself.
Lucky.
Yes, you're not being marched anywhere, which is nice.
Now I have spells again, and I can actually do things. All right.
You got spells, you got Sorry, just working on something.
Cool.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Cool. No doubt, no doubt, no doubt, no doubt.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, there were 4 turtles, so I just wanted to make sure we addressed the last one. And let's be honest, who would you leave behind if you had to go on the map? Donatello.
No, I vote Michelangelo. He would mess stuff up.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I mean, definitely Donnie has the advantage of being smart
No doubt,
enough
no
to
doubt, no
actually
doubt, no
know
doubt.
a second language. Turtle power.
I was hoping the most valuable thing in the room was the Tekka Dome.
A
Yeah.
mechanical bird.
You gotta send Leo and Raph.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm seeing cross talking, but I don't hear
Hmm.
cross talking. No.
He is an artificer. That's fun. If y'all are curious.
I'm gonna reconnect
Yes.
because I'm having trouble hearing that armor.
Hmm.
All right, Twitch reconnecting now.
Damon Fester, and my mother's name is Nausilia.
Austilia.
Nausilia.
Nice.
Naustilia with an M. All right. And I think I had an assumption that she was no longer alive. I don't know if that was
Yeah,
actual.
she
Yes.
passed away. I
Okay.
think that might have been.
I think it was mentioned. Like I believed it so firmly that I'm like, this must have been mentioned, or else why would I?
Yeah.
Why would I know this to be true?
No, I believe she was quite ill and weak, and so not terribly well equipped for a pregnancy and such.
Yes. 'Tis no easy task.
But yes, I didn't know
Um,
that that Icarus had a canonical mother, like she
Oh,
has
cool.
everything like that. So
I honestly, this is like pretty near what I had prepared.
I mean, we're getting pretty close to time to end it anyway. So if you want to call it like 10, 20 minutes early.
Alibaba's having a really terrifying dream where he's left all his friends behind, and he's
And then he
all
realizes
alone
he's
in a-
awake.
yeah.
Well, not all of his friends. He actually has a fair few amount of friends with him.
Yeah. He did make
Contained.
some new
Honestly-
friends, I guess.
Alibaba has acquired more friends than the average person. He got Newt. He got Flatter.
Mm-hmm.
He can.
Yeah,
he
I
can
like how
summon
he's become
friends.
like the companions
The
guy.
Beastmaster. Yeah.
Yeah, if y'all, I don't know if y'all had any questions. I know I introduced a decent amount of lore. But just conversations that you could have had that maybe you felt like you had, or
I feel like Karos would be constantly pestering them with questions as they walked, but I feel like we could probably cover that next time because it would be a good like recap too, to like maybe go over a few things and stuff like that. So I feel like
Yeah.
that could be a next time thing if we're gonna swap back to us on our march for a little bit.
yeah,
I think Alibaba
I've got the map ready. I just don't necessarily have more content.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Back.
Hello.
Hey.
But yeah, I'll say I swapped over the map here. they lead you through this illusory wall, and there is a crystal that is uh, a magical item that is projecting this wall for them. I will say that you have noticed that the drow magic seems to be all arcane in nature. Um, they don't seem to be doing any nature or divine magic that you've seen thus far. And this cave is full of crystals that are glowing or sparking with energy. It seems to be like a very bright, energetic, charged type cave that they're leading you through. Um, and yeah, I reckon that's about it. So if you guys are cool, I'll probably just end it right there.
Sounds great.
Thanks, man.
Totes.
Sweet.
Thank y'all.
Turtle power.
Crazy to know. We
Turtle
are
power.
not heading in the right direction. I was thinking it would be good to get captured because then we'd be right where we needed to be, but not even.
Turtle powwow.
Turtle power.
Yes. A revelation.
I can't wait to ride in with my turtle and my rat friend.
Bum, bum, bum. Da-da-da. On your left.
Just like the last scene in the Avengers movie.
There you
All
go.
the people started. Yeah, there we go.
When he finally got to say Avengers Assemble.
He said it so quiet.
Can we
Yeah,
have
he really did. He should have said it with his chest.
Can we have two drows that we run into that look like Bebop and Rocksteady?
Maybe some minotaurs.
Okay.
It would be like there would be what, a weir boar and a
There are weird boys. What's a
is
good
it like
rhinoceros?
weir
I
rhino?
guess what's the elephantine or whatever they're called?
Yeah, from Magic the Gathering.
Yeah, they're actually a cool race because they get con based AC, which is pretty cool.
That is cool.
I had an idea for a character that was Loxodon. Loxodon sorcerer who had real like 8 strength and dex, like just a super clumsy, incapable character.
Classic.
Just tons of HP.
Yeah, exactly. Just tons of HP, tons of charisma, but like just absolutely abysmal strength and dex. Just can't do anything. Can barely walk a straight line.
All right, folks, that has been a wrap. That's a wrap of a session 24 of the Unbeaten Path. Wow. You've almost led us through a whole, like a whole 25 episodes. That's.
I was gonna say I feel like our sessions are at least an hour long apiece, so we played for over a day.
Yeah,
For
Wow.
I think we average about 2 hours probably.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Give me all that D&D. And if you want more D&D, I can tell you where to find it. It's this channel tomorrow night, 8 o'clock Central. 8 o'clock Central, 9 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Mountain, 6 p.m. Pacific. We're inclusive here. We try to hit all the time zones,
Good math.
including, I guess, Alaska would be what, 5, and then Hawaii 4. I don't know. We
We just use military time.
There you go.
Yeah. Well, that's also affected by time zones, isn't it?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
I still think we should have just universal time.
We do. It's called UTC.
Yeah, but like we should actually use it.
We should actually use it. Yeah, for sure.
on a 24-hour scale. And
I
just
agree.
like that's what I say. Like, who cares if the sun rises at 2 a.m.?
Yeah,
Like,
I don't mind if
that doesn't really matter. Like,
it would
just
be
have one time.
It would be like 3 a.m. where I am currently. That'd be fine. I mean,
who cares?
I'm
You
good
just be
at
like,
that
oh yeah,
sooner
I
or
know
later.
the sun sets at 6 a.m. or whatever. You know, like
Yeah.
who cares?
It's all arbitrary. Who cares if it's inches? Make it metric.
It's a new global world.
Yep.
Yeah.
Time to start thinking ahead.
That's right.
I mean, nobody sleeps based on the rhythms of the sun anymore anyway.
That's what I'm saying.
So anyway, yeah. So like I was saying, that's a wrap. We'll have more D&D tomorrow night. And thank you,
Yeah.
PS Zombie, for a great adventure.
Of course.
And hopefully the Beta Bros will slide away from their captors. But we'll see. We'll see what next week has to offer. Same time, same place. This is Putu and his crew signing off. Everybody have a wonderful night. Goodbye.
Buenas noches.